go back to when he was 19 years old and I first met him. You're going to have peaks and valleys. As good as he is, Bernsey, there's a lot of moving parts in his swing. I mean, he touches every part of home plate, kicks both knees, does everything. There's a lot going on sometimes there. So he's going to run into peaks and valleys. But I just want to dive in because I think people sometimes root for this guy not to play well, and I think that's not what we're about. I want to see him go off. I want him to see him be the unanimous MVP in 2015, 42 and 99. And you know what? The first 20-some-odd games this year, he was doing exactly that. 315 with 17 homers, and a 1265 OPS. Pause it real quick. Why I want to get into this is that I was reading, I think it was federalbaseball.com wrote an article about teams shifting Bryce Harper a lot more this year. He hasn't been going the other way a lot. He's trying to hit his way on instead of taking his walks, and he's been intentional walk because of the name, but not because of the numbers right now. And this is the classic setup that he's getting. You can run it, Savino. He's getting the 3 guys on the right side, and there's no knocks for him. So he's either got to look to go the other way. There's Tyson Ross, sinker baller. And these plays are getting made on him. Batting average on balls in play for Bryce Harper this year is 212. Last year it was 360.
I get it.
Right?
I get it.
League average is 293.
But isn't he good enough to make an adjustment?
So, but what I'm saying is he's unlucky right now. A little unlucky. And okay, he goes up for a weekend set in Toronto, and he gets some tough pitches called on him. Barry Bonds ain't getting that pitches called on him. I know he's not Barry yet. But there's Marco Estrada. That ball's away. I mean, that's a ball right there. I know it's got maybe a little black. Watch Aaron Luke. That's another call. So he's running into some bad luck. He's running into some tough calls. And he's swinging the bat entirely too much. So pause it right here. So I want to go back last Wednesday. Am I making excuses for him?
No, I have like 3 or 4 things to say, but you go ahead.
All right. So,
and the answer is yes.
Last Wednesday, he took on Sonny Gray. He took the collar in this game. I just feel like in reading a lot of these articles, Davey Martinez, the powers that be in the Washington Nationals organization, this is a guy that wants to hit his way out instead of walk his way out. Chipper Jones always used to tell me when I was really struggling, 0 for 3 is better than 0 for 4. Find a way to work a walk and save those 10, 15 ABs when you do get hot. You throw an 8 for 15 out there instead of the extra 0 for 10 and do the math. Your numbers jump. He wants to hit his way on right now. So he's facing Sonny Gray again tonight. So I wanted to say to myself, if I was in the dugout with Bryce Harper, what would I be telling him right now as a veteran player? Telling him to relax a little bit, trying to go over the game plan of what he should be doing. Listen, he doesn't want to listen to what I would sit on Sonny Gray, but if I'm Bryce Harper going into this game tonight, I'm simplifying everything, so run it. Let's go over a few of his at-bats last Wednesday against Sonny Gray. Bottom line is Sonny Gray loves his breaking stuff, especially to the better hitters in a lineup, all right? He throws his heater, whether it be 4-seam or 2-seam, about 56% of the time. But you can rest assured that he is getting some type of breaking ball at some point. And what I love about Bryce Harper, he takes that pitch right there, is that he doesn't have to cheat to anything. Now, that's a strike. But what I'm saying is I'm telling you, Bryce, sit off speed all day, all night. You do not have to cheat. You could go dead down the left field line on a heater, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, middle away. It doesn't matter where the pitch is. Sonny Gray doesn't have enough to blow him away, in my opinion. I would say sit off speed. You know you're going to get it at some point. See it up and start to, like, calibrate. Take a step back. 2 steps back to take 1 step forward. You see right here his numbers. Average exit velocity, career, he's above it. His launch angle is exactly the same. His hard hit percentage is actually elevated right now. Bernsey, he's hitting into some bad luck. They're shifting him. They're doing some things against him. He's got to combat it. But the numbers say the 217 average. It's kind of got to get thrown out of it.
You and I were sitting on your crushed red velvet here.
Give it to me.
15 minutes ago.
All right.
And we saw the text from AJ Hinch, and we were talking about shifting. Right?
I love the shift.
Okay. And you do love the shift. But one of the things we both said, what would you do if you're a hitter? Like,
Well,
If
I don't
they're
want him to
shift
bunt.
on you-
Dave, if I'm Dave Martinez, I'm not having Bryce Harper bunt on.
Look, man, Bryce Harper is a top 3 to 5 hitter in the game of baseball, like unquestionably, maybe even 2, right? Right up there with Trout. And then you can throw Freddie Freeman, Joey Votto, whatever. But when you showed that one earlier, the graphic here, and we paused it on the shift, I don't know if it'd be easy to get it back or not, I imagine no. The one thing that, we're pointing out, okay, there it was. Did you see, we couldn't even see the left fielder over here. The center fielder's over in this gap. All we're looking at was this entire area right here where if I'm Bryce Harper, look at this. Our left fielder's not in the picture. So when you're as a hitter, you know this. When you step up to the plate, he's so good.
I don't pay him to do that.
Look, to think about launching that way, though, man.
That's
I'm not
where he's
talking
gotten out
about
of.
filleting it.
That's
I'm
where he's
talking
gotten
about
out of.
launching it. If that's his approach, and you're looking at this gap, let's just focus on that now. Look, all the analytics, because they're there, what do you have to do? The same thing, right? But if I'm making my outs right here, and I know they're shifting me more consistently, let's shift our focus over there. And why? Look, if this was me, it'd be difficult. I wasn't nearly as good as what this dude is, right? So, but he is so good that he has the ability to flip balls. Flip them. Over that Arco sign right there.
Not only that, Burnsy, he runs with his plays with the game with his hair on fire. How many times have we seen him dunk one little long dart over shortstop's head and he gets a double out of it? I just think everybody needs to relax a little bit. I get it. The 217 with 19 doesn't look great.
Here's something interesting, too. He leads the league in walks.
Yeah.
So,
But I think he leads the league in walks because of the back of the jersey right now. I don't think he leads the league in walks because he's instilling a ton of fear in the opposing pitcher. I think he needs to take a step back, sit off speed tonight against Sonny Gray, and just absolutely take the heater up the middle the other way. You hear me say that repeatedly for 3.5 years. You show me a guy that wants to get out of a slump, I'll show you a guy that's got. Paul Goldschmidt did it best. You got to recalibrate back. You got to bury the pitchers you're supposed to bury, not overthink it, and start driving the ball up the middle the other way.
Think about what you just told me. I got to sit on a breaking ball? Is that
That's
really my strength? I mean, if you think about why I was so hesitant to sit on any sort of off-speed pitch because
I know you're getting it. If I know I'm getting it, I'll sit it.
But how often? Show me the percentages now. This is why I love the analytics. Because show me
You think Sonny Gray's going to live and die with a 93-mile-an-hour cookie to this guy?
If I'm going to get, I get it. But when I get my 93-mile-per-hour cookie, I'm not missing it. And then I always felt, too, when I was locked in, I'd be able to sit fastball, middle away, and adjust everything. And especially on Sonny Gray, you can see, when you're here, look at this. When you see this pop and this comes out, when you're Bryce Harper, when you're Joey Votto, when you're Freddie Freeman, when you're one of the elite hitters in all the game, you recognize that right away. Barry Bonds.
It's funny you say that, though.
Bonds, the greatest hitter we ever saw, without question. You could tell me, and don't get me wrong, I think he's incredibly intelligent in the way his approach is. Probably one of the best I've ever seen. But this dude had the ability. What made him better is he could make his judgment of whether or not he was going to go all the way until the last minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's Trout. That's my Trout.
Bro, I don't think, and I get, why are you going to sell out for a breaking ball?
Because you know you're going to get it. And it takes the thinking out of it. And I'm telling you, we're the complete opposite, because when I was going really good, I could sit breaking ball, and if you threw me that heat, he's not coming in, Bryce Harper. If he does, it's in off. So what I'm saying is you could be going good enough where you're calibrated for the breaking ball, and then he throws you that 93, and Bryce goes, whoop, dead left field.
Okay.
Homer.
Okay. Just like you said, he's not coming in. And I agree, they're not going to want to get him in. But now, then I think the approach, let's sell out outside. Let's sell out to what we were talking about.
No, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
To that left center field. No, let's sell out to that. Let's eliminate it. Look, the bottom line is, I told you, I got these big grill arms, right? So, could I get to a pitch in? Yeah, for whatever reason, but I had this natural swing to be able to get to pitches that were more down and in.
Yeah.
But I would try to eliminate the plate. Think about the plate in thirds, right?
Yep.
There's no way you're covering the entire plate. So I would eliminate the inside part of the plate. And it's funny because everyone thinks you have to hit that, but you don't have to hit that pitch. Just take it.
Yeah.
battle with two strikes. Go ahead and get yourself jammed. Hopefully get a little, a little bloop the other way. But if I'm Bryce Harper, I'd eliminate him here. And I'd sell out to this part of the play. Because those pitches that we see him get rung up on, what'd you notice? Every one of them were on the outside corner. Yeah. Every single one of them. He can hit that pitch. We've seen him hit that pitch and pull it out the other way.
I think that's what it boils down to, right? It's getting back to the basics and sort of trying to make sure that when you go out to the cage, I've been saying it the last couple of days, is working smart and making sure that you're not just down there wearing yourself out. It's a long season. I think we all know he's not 215, 218, right? Right?
Real quick, how often did you do teamwork?
I didn't do it a lot, but when I did do it, it was a purpose behind it to make sure that I wasn't the one-dimensional guy. I was a pull hitter. I knew my lane. I stayed in it. But when pitchers said, "Well, I'm not going to just allow you consistently pull this baseball," I had to work on that pitch away. I think what we get caught up in thinking is he has to hit the ball to the opposite field. That's not the case. He has to do what he did last night, and we're going to get to that. But I'm going to show you what he was doing early in the season. It's too much movement. And when you have so much movement, what happens is your eye-hand coordination is off, right? You're pulling out, and you start to lose the fact that you have time.
Your eyes educate your hands.
Exactly. And then when you're going back to the dugout, you're going, why can't I hit it? But let's watch his head. We will put emphasis on his head right here. See how much it moves? Just that much throws everything off. And now he's on the baseball, and we're going to see it. Look at the eyes, look at the setup. Everything is right, but just an inch off, a hair off, makes him miss that baseball. So he goes out there Saturday afternoon with Kevin Long, and I couldn't do this from second base, fellas. I couldn't hit a ball off the tee and go out. And this drill right here is keeping him behind the baseball, allow him to realize that, and Kevin Long is telling him, you have time. You have a ton of time. So Saturday what happens? Boom. Use the big part of the field. Stay away from what we know you can do. We know you can pull a baseball, but I want to stop it right here, right? You see the load? The load is perfect. But after he got the work in, what happens is that area right there, now it's quiet. Now it's not moving back and forth.
Ahead.
And it allows him to track the baseball and tell himself, I know what I know. I'm Bryce Harper. I know I can do this.
Right.
But when I see it, I can react a lot better than how it happened and reacting. And play it out a little bit. Now the head, we can keep going, and see where the head movement is real calm, cool, and collect, and it allows him to stay through the baseball as opposed to when the ball's down, down in. Last night, 3-2 was absolutely destroyed, and when you got that center fielder not moving, you're doing something right. But again, stop it right here. Let's go back just 1 second. I like it from the backside because when you see it here, you see he's not doing a lot of movement. Play a little bit more. And the explosion is through the middle part of the field. It's not Yankee. You don't see the whole turn and burn as we've seen from early in the season. This will get him back on track.
Back hip releasing right back towards the pitcher.
That's what you want.
Yeah. You think a lot of that head movement when he was going off, and obviously the extraneous things, he's not a 215 hitter. He's got this big free agent thing where you're watching him swing, and a lot of the pressure you put on yourself, you do put on yourself to where
100%.
pitchers are getting him out by throwing on all different parts of the strike. So Kevin Long is kind of working with him on getting an adjustable bat to where you can still hit pitches, but you're balanced. But as pitchers, when a guy's going that bad, you don't have to throw him a strike, and then is that where the head starts moving because it's
Yeah.
following the rest of the body as you're reaching for pitches.